guys, it's Darlene and welcome to my channel. Alright, so today's video is a 2-for-1. It's Thursday, so keto cocktail time. But we're also going to do a keto eggs Benedict because the cocktail I'm making today is a perfect brunch cocktail. But it's not your typical mimosa or peach Bellini. Nothing wrong with those. Those are very delicious and we may do that at some point. But today, it's a French 75. I have never had a gin drink in my entire life. Has there been gin in a drink like a Long Island? Yes, but as far as the drink itself being a gin drink, never. So I said, you know what? Let's try one together. Now, French 75 I found to be quite interesting because of the history. There's, you know, a lot of debate as to how it started, but it was definitely during the Prohibition. Umbrella, once again, is kind of going a little cray-cray. So let's talk about the ingredients. The first thing, y'all, is a simple syrup made with monk fruit. I have made it multiple times for you. I put it just in a little mason jar. I only need a little bit for this recipe, but so this will actually make a couple. And it's equal parts monk fruit, sugar, and water. That's it. And it'll be cloudy when you first start. Whisk it until it is not cloudy on low heat. And then just put it in the refrigerator and it'll last, oh, I don't know, like at least a week, because it's just simple sugar. It probably lasts longer than that. Then let's look at the rest of the ingredients. We need a gin. I don't own gin, but I happen to have bought these Hadley & Sons little gins, and I really like the smell of this particular gin, so I'm going to be curious how it actually tastes. You need the simple syrup, you need lemon juice, and then a champagne, or in my case, you know me, I love a Prosecco. By the way, never knew they made a half bottle. I knew they made the smaller bottles and then regular size bottles, but now I didn't know that they make half bottle. And then it would normally do a lemon twist. Now you know what this girl's gonna do. I make beautiful little ice. So this is what I'm gonna do. Is there's a lemon inside this lemon there's a lemon inside the lemon ice cube. So that's what we're gonna actually top with it. And then a shaker with ice. So let's get started. Really be served in a champagne glass, but I am using this glass, and it was in the freezer to get it chilled, but of course it's very hot today and humid. So I have ice in my little shaker here. I'm gonna take 1 ounce of gin. Like this gin doesn't smell bad to me. Okay, so we're going to use ½ ounce of simple syrup. And then we need lemon juice. Now we're going to do 1 ounce of lemon juice. Into the shaker. And then we are going to shake like there's no tomorrow. Then I'm going to take a strainer. And I'm going to pour it through that. We are going to top with our bubbly. Now this would normally be in a champagne glass, so we would have this full. This is a very big glass. I am going to top with, or I'm going to put in 1 or 2 of those ice cubes. All right, there she is. Quite simple. Now, what they say about the French 75 is that it's a really good brunch cocktail. It's sort of a kicked up version of a mimosa. Definitely got some gin in there. Okay, so let's give it a little swirl. And a taste. That's pretty good. Incredibly refreshing, and I can see this going so well with an eggs Benedict, keto style. Let's go to the kitchen, you guys. All right, you guys, it is keto eggs Benedict time. So what are the ingredients? Okay, this one is going to be just slightly more difficult I don't think super difficult, but a little bit more steps than some of the other recipes I've done. But who doesn't love an eggs Benedict? So there's two tricky parts to this, I always say. It's the Hollandaise and it's poaching an egg, but we're just gonna do it. I think we could do it. I'm very particular about my eggs. They must run. And I'm very particular about the Hollandaise. It must be good. So here's the ingredients. Let's talk about them. Obviously we need eggs. We need lemon, Dijon mustard, butter, gotta love butter, Canadian bacon. If you don't have Canadian bacon, use regular bacon, or use some ham. You know, a nice thick cut of ham. And then I'm making this keto style, so we're gonna use some baby spinach. About a tablespoon of butter in there, and I'm just going to put some baby spinach in there with the butter. And you know the baby spinach is gonna wilt, so we're gonna put, you know, enough. And then of course, salt and pepper are always ingredients if it is a savory dish. So while that's working, I have a double boiler here. This is on simmer. Let me make sure it's simmering. We want this to be just simmering. We don't want the water touching the bowl. So perfect. In regards to Canadian bacon, literally I'm gonna throw it in the air fryer. The first thing we need to do, separate the eggs, because we just want the egg yolks. So I have 2 little ramekins here. Just gonna cut it in half and cradle back and forth until we get the white gone. And a beautiful, nice yolk. And in she goes. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. Eggs. Now, we're going to be equal parts. It's gonna be 2 tablespoons of butter. Luckily, there's little marks on here. Hey, hey, we don't have to think too hard. Turn my spinach down. And I'm going to do roughly 2 tablespoons of butter. That's the amount of butter we need. We're going to also need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Oh, our spinach is done. It'll finish cooking, and we don't have to think about that anymore. Now, we're gonna go ahead and take some of the Canadian bacon. I'm literally going over to the air fryer and just throw in 3 pieces. 1 for the traditional, which I'm gonna have my husband try, and then 2 for the low carb version. So butter, eggs, we need lemon juice. 2 tablespoons, right? Okay, this is a little 2 tablespoon cup. So here we go. Perfect. So we have our lemon. Okay, next thing, I'm gonna take this butter, put it in a ramekin, put it in the microwave, and get it very, very warm. I have a whisk ready. This is the thing you... Okay, I thought it was filming. I love when it does that. I took the hot melted butter, put it in the big bowl, lemon juice into the big bowl, splash or a dash of Dijon mustard into the bowl, probably about a teaspoon. All depends on your taste, right? I'm gonna give this a little whisk, okay, just to combine these ingredients. But I'm gonna temper them first by this hot liquid, okay? So, first thing I'm gonna do is slowly pour in the egg yolk. Slowly. You could go the other way. Now, this is not gonna thicken it. This is just tempering it, so that we don't end up with scrambled eggs, because that would be very bad. And that Dijon mustard gives a beautiful, you can see I'm going very, very slow. Patience is the key to this recipe. You can see how nice and thick the egg yolks are though. Now, have we cooked these egg yolks yet? No. That's what that little double boiler is. All right, we are good. And in she goes. And look how beautiful that is. Low simmering heat, stirring occasionally. That's the key. Stir occasionally. I wanted to show you how nice and thick this is. Now, if it gets a little too thick, just add a little bit of the warm water from underneath and thin it out to the right consistency. So I just put some in here. I'm gonna fill this up. We're gonna do a poached egg real quick. I am gonna add a little bit of cracked pepper, of course, tiny bit of salt. Okay, you guys, it's time for the poached egg. Okay, so I'm gonna crack the egg into, there's a couple ways we could just go right on in. This is simmering very gently, but I'm gonna crack it into a ladle. My daughter says this is foolproof, so we're gonna try it. First of all, I don't know how you're supposed to get it in the ladle, but okay. I'm gonna crack it with one hand and hope the yolk doesn't break, and it did not. So we have a perfectly adorable egg, and let's see, here we go. So I'm just gonna put it in there, and basically I'm letting the water, I'll show you with the second one, kind of wrap around the egg. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Let's build this plate. Canadian bacon. Since we're doing it keto, we're having 2 pieces. And then some beautiful sautéed spinach right across. Okay, look at that. That poached egg looks pretty good to me. Fingers crossed. Okay, now we're gonna pour a little bit of the Hollandaise. You ready? Here we go. Oh, if I had some tarragon. I do not think I do. Fresh cracked pepper. Hello. A little bit of salt. The egg is not salted. And this puppy needs to be cooked and it needs to run. Oh, party, party. So good. I'm gonna try just the egg itself. Melts in your mouth. Egg is a clean fork. I'm gonna try the Hollandaise without because I want to see if I would adjust anything. I like the tang, but if you don't, I would cut back on the lemon juice. Okay, so you know, as always, I'm so truthful and honest with you. I don't like my daughter's way of doing it because the minute you put metal into heat, it drops the heat. So we're gonna try just popping it in like normal. But I always put it in a ramekin first. 2 reasons. 1, make sure the egg is fresh. And number 2, make sure there's no shells. And number 3, because it's just easier to put in. So we're at a nice little simmer, and we're just gonna slowly put her in. And I think she'll do fine. Okay, so a couple things. Of course, every time you take the Hollandaise off the heat, you need to warm it up and then you need to thin it out. So just have some nice warm water. Using the same water that I'm using to poach the egg. But it is absolutely delicious. And the poached egg is looking wonderful. So we're making my husband's, he has the big English muffin, Thomas's English, is that what they're called? Thomas's English muffin? Beautiful. You can't see it. Hold on. Coming. There we go. Look at that gorgeous egg. Look at that gorgeous egg. All right. Now let's take this gorgeous Hollandaise and we're gonna pour it. Ready? Here we go. And I personally don't think you can have enough Hollandaise. There we go. Gorgeous. Now, what are we gonna do? Gotta make it look pretty. A little pepper, a little salt to salt our egg, and there you have it. The not keto version. All right, let's get Daddy in here. All right, come on, babe. He was out once again doing yard work. All right, so I'm gonna bring it down, but bend down. But he's gonna cut into it first. So we're gonna bend down, cause you know what needs to happen, baby.
Yep.
Doot, 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 doot. All right, so much taller than I am.
She's so much shorter than I am.
I am. I am. What do you think so far?
Very good. The honey sauce is very good.
Hollandaise? Is it?
Very good. Bye-bye.
Wait, you have to try the cocktail. Okay. It's the same one that there was no way I'm drinking or making another.
Very, very good.
Does it go with that?
Yeah, what is it? What's in here?
Gin and champagne and lemon juice and simple syrup.
Cheers.
So it's a thumbs up?
Thumbs up.
All right, sit there and you can finish that. All right, you guys, thumbs up from Dad. All right, you guys, so that is my keto brunch. We've got a keto cocktail, which is the French 75. We've got a keto eggs Benedict. Perfect brunch dress. It is still available in a few sizes. I will say that in the last couple of weeks, it was in every size for the longest time and I kept talking about it. But yes, the perfect dress, perfect brunch, and what you could do is, now just keep in mind the French 75 is definitely a kick up from just a traditional champagne, Prosecco, or a mimosa, or it's got alcohol, meaning like gin and champagne. All right, you guys, well, that is it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, will you take a moment, hit the thumbs up. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.